Hi, hello, how are you all this fine day? I hope that if you're here, you subscribe to this channel if you're not already, and you check out everything that's down below. The subscribe button, the like button, description box, comment section, all the things that you want and maybe more, they're down there. And I figured it's probably an odd time to talk about it because it's probably the end of whatever school year that is, but I really have been meaning to talk about being neurodiverse and higher education. So, fun fact that probably is not fully sank in because it's probably going to be very stressful, but I will be starting a master's degree this fall. Woo 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 doo. And that means that I have already made it through technically 4 years of college, an undergraduate degree, and I did that in 3 years. And I had 2 majors, and I was in the honors program. Just let that sink in. And I don't say all of that as, oh, I did all of this. You know, I'm cool that I did it, but I don't recommend it at all to anyone because one, I didn't know I was autistic and ADHD, and I was so stressed out. My health was so bad in physical, mental, all the things. And I make this to hopefully help you if you're in that stage of life and you're interested in pursuing some form of education after high school. I think it's more than possible for you. At the surface, it probably doesn't seem that way because it can seem really intimidating. And that's for many reasons. If I'm going to speak from my experience, which was a traditional 4-year liberal arts university, but something that I think would be really amazing to utilize are 2-year tech schools and community college. Not only are you worrying about on top of coursework that, you know, if you are autistic, ADHD, whatever, it can be hard to take whatever you're learning, and if it's not directly applicable to the entirely different environment of a work setting, it makes it really hard to transition. So to be able to pursue what you want to in a shorter amount of time without the extra hassle of, you know, college housing and food and activities and all the things that kind of just make a 4-year college feel like a glorified high school, in my opinion, I think go for it. That's amazing. Now, with my experience, obviously you can probably tell that I'm not bitter at all. I'm not bitter at all. But it was really hard for me. And at the time, I didn't know why. I thought that, as is a continual theme here, I thought that there was something wrong with me. The fact that we kind of glorify 4-year colleges to be, you know, the best years of your life. You're gonna make the friends that you'll have for life. They're gonna be amazing memories and all of these things and more. And yet, you know, if you're not easily a part of a new community where you likely don't know many people and you're living in a whole different situation like a dorm, and you're probably living with someone that you may or may not know, and all the things. It's a whole culture, and being neurodiverse means it takes us longer generally to really feel comfortable and feel like you're fully immersed into a new community, rather than people who can just jump right in and just go for it. Not so easy. I would say I did not feel like I felt comfortable at college until my last year, probably towards the end of my last year. And that's the thing, that you went long enough and you just were kind of just getting by, and we're probably so stressed with whatever course load you're choosing. Oof, big oof. I do not recommend that. So, learn from my mistakes. I would say, if you do know that you are likely neurodiverse, I would strongly recommend that you look into the resources available where you're at school, on your campus, or in the general location. Luckily, being in college, you get many discounts, which is nice. But, if you're interested in therapy, there's probably free counseling there. If you're interested in just how to really take care of yourself best, look into accommodations. Schools are required to give you that. So really utilize them. And, I think it's just important to, while it's hard at the time, acknowledge that things are temporary. So if things are difficult and you can't really accommodate for them, or it's just a really big hassle too, which is often the case, just really learning how to make the most of it. And ultimately, you don't have to stay at the same school. You don't have to finish your degree. And that's not a failure at all. And if it comes down to that, guess what? You did it anyway. You went against most of the odds that, neurodiverse people are most certainly intelligent people, but to have to learn and take tests and probably deal with a whole different schedule, yeah, that's a lot that's going against us. So to prove yourself to any extent that, hey, I'm so capable of this, go you. That's amazing. So again, I recommend, just seeking out if there are any resources, groups, what have you, that are supporting your best life as a neurodiverse person. Do it. Don't feel like you have to mask and put on a show and pretend you're someone that you're not, just so you can feign a sense of community. That's just never going to work. That's not sustainable. So just the best you can. It's hard to say that, but as best as you can, just be authentic to who you are. Don't be afraid to ask for what you need, even if that means a lot of rejection, which is too often the case. But just know that there's so many options out there. There's so many different ways to just alleviate any extra stress that you might be feeling. And do your best. With every sort of change, it feels so hard. It feels like there's a weight crashing down on you and your whole world is turned upside down. But you got this. You can do it. So if you have any more specific questions, please leave those in the comments below. Would love to hear them and help you out. And like and subscribe if you haven't already. And thanks for being here. I'll see you all next time.